Welcome, everybody. Hear me okay? My name's Roger Follmer. I'm the men's tennis coach at Washington University in St. Louis. I want to thank Racketman, Wynn Criswell, Craig Sandvig, Coach Leip, Hall of Famer here. Thanks for having me out. I'm going to cover a couple things today. I have a couple student athletes from WashU, two seniors, Pato on the left here, on the right is Stefan. Engineering and sports management here, they're studying. We have a match later today, so I apologize if I can't stay here to see some great presentations by Coach Leip, Wynn, Dr. Scales, who's worked with our team before on some sports psychology type stuff, team dynamics. But what I'll cover, three things. The dynamic warm-up, I think it's so important. Whatever space that you have, whether it's a couple courts, one court, the movement piece is important. Forward, backward, side to side, shuffling, to kind of break a sweat, but then also that team dynamics to basically get yourself ready to play tennis. So as you saw, they were doing some movements before, and then one of the things I like to do is they'll go to the tee. You can get a small weight, 2 or 3 pounds, because the rackets typically weigh 10 to 14 ounces. Maybe if your samper is 14.5 ounces, but if you can swing a 2-pound or 3-pound weight when you pick up the racket, it just feels like a ping pong paddle. The way when Wynn played, it was like a wand. It was just easy to hit. So I think it's a good precursor as you do your dynamic to have a couple things to get them ready to play. So you'll see they'll split step, take some steps, guys. You can kind of show with the weights, and then I'll show you some of the other dynamic stuff that we'll do as well. So they'll split, they'll move forward, move back, swinging the weight, okay? And getting them ready to play, getting the feet involved as they're doing that. One of the challenging things we'll add to that is sometimes we'll put like a block that they got to jump over so it can be a little more dynamic. So that's one of the movements we do. Another station we'll do is once you guys grab a band there to get your hips going. So if you can grab, so if you have stations, for us we have 12 to 16 guys on the team. We'll have a jump rope station. We'll have the bands for the hips. Again, the little weights that you can grab. Also, if you can get a hold of some bands like this for shoulders and your scapular muscles, I think it's very important. Tennis is such a repetitive game that you're hitting a lot. So you want to make sure you warm up and make sure they have good posture as you do different stuff, but pay attention to the kids on your team that they're not hunched over doing it like so, that they're staying upright as you do different movements. They can do both. They can be creative. They can even go this way. You'll see them do for their triceps to get that loosened up, right? Just different movements you'll see these guys do. There's also these bands here, a little squatting with it. Again, I just think having that routine that you have for the kids is important to get ready to play. If you don't have access to the clip-on ones, again, if you just took this, and it's as simple to put around and through at the net post. You can do the same thing that they're doing. Same movements, you know what I'm saying? Just know either way, just any kind of, and you get these on Amazon. That's all I did as well to get that. Also, the PVC pipe, did you show them that? So I was talking with our soccer coach. Our women's soccer team just won the national championship, and they were talking about, like, in soccer and basketball, especially the female sports, you see a lot of knees being blown out, and what he was saying, Coach Conlon, seems like being overload on the quads, on the, and trying to get the hamstring. So they call these RDLs, where he's working on his balance. So you do like 10 on each leg, so he has that, so he's going one way, 10, and then you do the other side again to get the hamstrings engaged along with the hips, along with the quads. Because if you have an imbalance of doing too many of one thing, usually that will lead to atrophy of one muscle or not. So you see Pato doing different things, but have a routine for them, and then from them they can be creative with what they do. Jump ropes, you'll see the guys, we always jump rope as well. That could be one of your stations. If you had 16 players, it could be groups of four doing jump rope, 4 doing the bands, 4 doing the little weights. So he's doing that. And that I'll transition as they're doing a little jump rope. The return to serve. The serve and return to serve are probably the 2 most important shots in the game. And I really feel like the return to serve is the one that probably gets overlooked the most. You know, like serving, you have a disciplined student athlete, they'll go out with a basket of balls and you don't need anybody, you can just serve. Hopefully they're doing the right kind of serving, working on the toss, turn, kinetic chain, as you've heard about, like the full motion. But the return to serve, too often you see the kids not paying attention when they're a person serving. So after they're done, I'll show you one of the drills that I like to do and I outline it there. If I feed it for Stefan here, and I'll typically grab like a baseline with a player. So if Stefan's here at the baseline, emphasizing that he's on his toes, leaning forward, okay, as he's there, and then I will throw the ball out, and he's going to get on the first bounce, bring it back to me. Do 10 of those, okay. And I also emphasize catching with his dominant hand, his right hand on that side. He's got a one-handed backhand. So again, what this is emphasizing is he's ready to move forward. You see the pros, and a lot of our kids like to watch TV, and they see Medvedev hanging back here, and he probably wouldn't be able to play on these courts because he's returning serve so far back. But the reality is they're playing pros that serve the ball so big that he needs that time, you know. And the impressive thing about Medvedev is his strokes aren't beautiful. It's great to see someone that gets to that level whose strokes are really ugly, you know. Like John McEnroe, none of us emulate his serve for a reason because it's ugly, right? But the return of serve, the reality is too, is it should be more compact. When you volley, a volley is going to be in front of your body, right? This is a volley, backhand volley in front. Return of serve is going to be to my side, and then the forehand ground stroke is back. It's different, and teaching that to them so they can see, like, hey, here's the volley, it's way out in front of your body. The return, I like to talk about being on a line, and that return is going to be on that line, not behind the line, on the line, okay? So one of those transition things is that return of serve with Pato. Let's have you do a couple right quick. So again, these 2 guys play doubles together. It's good for them to be ready for tonight, that they're going to take the returns early. And I like to use the baseline, you know, especially on a second serve, they should be on or inside the baseline returning. Court positioning is so important in doubles, not staying way back and taking big swings at the ball, because that's a ground stroke, that's not a return serve. So as Pato's getting ready, he's on his toes, then he's coming forward, catching the ball, tosses it back to me. So you can toss it back to your partner, it's in front, back to his partner. And Stefan, do me a favor, grab that chair and we'll bring it on out. So a progression could be that they'll be sitting in a chair and they'll put it near the baseline, okay? And then Pato, how about you hit a couple serves from the short court, okay? We'll see how these guys do. They're doubles partners, so hopefully be nice to him as he's, but again, he's gonna be at the end of the chair, right? Kind of on your toes, a little bit wider base, and he's gonna step out, set the racket, serve's gonna come, and he's gonna hit the return. But you're gonna step out of the chair. So he's sitting, and you're gonna stand up and return. Ace. And then Pato, once you go over there, hit a couple, I'll serve a couple to you. So again, he's on the chair, and Pato, if you want to put it in the ad court, Stefan, because Stefan returns on the deuce court, Pato's on the ad court. Again, this is if you have access to some folding chairs. Again, you go from one to this, and he's on his toes. Okay, he's coming out of the chair. on his toes, comes out. And he's supposed to come forward too. That's the other thing too, is these guys will want to hit a forehand. That should have been a backhand, right? He's going to come forward. If it's a backhand, it's a backhand. If it's a forehand, it's a forehand. But he's setting the racket as he comes out. Let's see a backhand, Pato. Very good, very good. So that's kind of a progression from catching to doing that. And you could do different groups where the kids could be feeding each other, and then you progress through, okay? Next thing we'll go to, let's do server and server's partner, okay? The 2-point doubles, okay? Doubles, I like to preach serving and volleying, but again, as you watch the top players in the world play, you'll see more and more people staying back, but you still have to be able to volley at the net. So you can't emphasize enough, make sure that they work on the serve and volley play. I'm not saying that they need to do that every time, but for the drills, I think it's good for them. So he'll do a serve point, okay, and then from there he'll do his shadow like he's serving, and then I'll feed in the ball as if he served and made it. And he's working on that first volley. So you can start here. So Stefan has a very big serve. His dad played at Iowa, was teammates with Craig Sandvig at Iowa. Taught well, kind of looks like somebody you might have heard of before, Pete Sampras, all right? So he'll put his serve in. I'll feed in the volley. I won't try to return it because I'll shake and put a hole in the ceiling here. But after the point, I'll feed in the shadow volley that he'll work on. And again, with your teams, you could have a doubles team here and then rotate groups of, 3 pods of 2. Okay, these guys go ahead, Stefan serve. Let the ball go. Coming into the volley. Then we play the point out. Okay, I missed it up the line. Now he goes through the same thing again, but now he's just shadowing the serve, and we'll play it out. So he's coming into the first volley. Good. Then we play it out. All right, got it. Then back again if we went to the ad side. Serve point. Here's another one. So in this case, he'd be up, if we were playing, like, say, a mini set, first to 4, quick sets they call it, he'd be up 15 love and 15 love. 15 love on the live ball and 15 love on the shadow point. Great serve, great serve. He's going to close, good. Be up 30 love on the live ball, and then on the shadow, here it comes. $30 love on both points. Pato, once you serve now, same thing. So again, we'll also do this with singles for our guys at the college level. And the singles one I like is after the serve that they're not judging if they won the point or lost the point with their body language, that they're holding it because they know there's another point coming. I mean, that's a big piece of it, is body image, and we're working on that all the time. You're trying to do the same thing with your teams. I know Dr. Scales will talk about that, the importance of like how you look. Certain days you're not going to feel great. They might have only got 5 hours of sleep because they had to study or a boyfriend or girlfriend issue. But when they go out there, they got to present that strong body image. I think playing the 2 points, they know there's another one coming. Okay, so on the singles one, as they do it, taking a step further, if Pato goes first, there's 2 balls. And I like to talk about the court positioning after the serve. I don't want him to serve and retreat. I want him to serve and get into the court, recover, and then the next ball I feed in that he's trying to take it like on or inside the baseline. Again, this is going to be a little more advanced, but like let's say your top player that's looking to make state or will make state, he or she, court positioning becomes so much more important. Again, the shadow point where you could do a quick set. So they'll play the point, I'll feed it for Stefan. Stefan, you're here. So he'll play the point out, and then I'll feed it for him, and then Stefan can feed the next one, because they've done this before, but I just like to start at least. So the point's going to be played, and whatever happens, Pato's not going to slouch. He's going to go back and shadow the next point. Good. All right, so he goes back there, and then Stefan would have a ball. He shadows the serve, comes forward, gets back, and he comes forward again. And he takes that ball right on that baseline. Again, it rushed him, that's why he missed, but this is good practice for him. So the score would be 15 Love serving, Love 15 returning, right? I mean, not returning, on the shadow point, right? So they go to the ad side. Stefan's got a ball in his pocket. You got 2 balls, Pato? Nice return, nice return. Now, he doesn't say anything. He goes up there and he shadows. He holds the baseline, if not inside the baseline. All right, so what's the score? 15 all on what? Pato, what's the score? 15 all in which ones? 15 all? Both. 15 all on the live and 15 all on the shadow. So again, it's for the singles or doubles. I just think it's a good because you're working on the first volley and the doubles, and the singles for your top kids. They learn that court positioning and not judging what happens in that point. All right, so the next one, the 3-ball poach drill. I love this one for doubles. Learned this, my former coach at Purdue works on doubles positioning, and thank you. And let's have Stefan, you start with me, because what you do, he'd be with me, you'd have let's say be a group of 6 to 8 kids. Most of them will be on this side as server's partner, okay? And then 3 balls, I'll have 3 balls in my hand, and as you have more kids and access to more balls, the kids can feed this. So I'll feed it, Stefan's my partner. Server's partner, you're back here at baseline with me. Server's partner. So 3 balls are fed. I'll feed the one down the line. He's making sure he doesn't get beat up the line. I'll feed the poach ball that he poaches through the middle. And then the final ball that I'll feed will be overhead, which he'll play against us. And once he's done, he'd circle out, and then the new kid would come in. Okay? So they're getting 3 balls every time, but they hopefully will get more, because at the baseline, your feeder, whether it's the coach or later on them, they're feeding with the right grip, which is the continental grip. And as he hits an overhead, what grip should I have at the baseline? Continental grip, right? To play defense, it's like a volley, right? Same thing. Kids will think, hitting a forehand topspin off a huge overhead is so hard to do, so hard to do. Play defense, and you'll see the pros, they'll do that all the time until they get the one they get time, then they make the grip change, okay? So he's with me. Down the line, poach, overhead. So he's ready to go. Now we play out this one, Steph. Good defense. He forced him to hit that. And he was too nice. Yeah, but again, another thing with the team, he didn't want to put a hole in the ceiling, but when we're playing, put that thing away, right? Or the ball will come back. And so another person rotate in. Yeah, don't worry about the first 2 points. The first 2 volleys, you do nothing. Yeah, that's the other thing, is letting the partner know that the first 2 balls, just let him do his thing or her thing at the net, and then we play out the overhead. So he's ready again. Partner serves, he poaches, and then we play this one out if he can get it. Full court, yep. Nice ball. And that was the shot there. That was the shot there, too, that he had time. He chipped it, but he had time to come over that. And then we can go to the other side. In fact, let's switch so you can get some. Pato, come over here with me. And Pato, you know how to feed this. So down the line, poach, and then play it out. And big overhead hitter here, so hopefully I won't get hurt. It's poaching, good. Overhead. All right, again, one more time. So scoot up a little bit. Again, there you go. Good ball, and through the middle. And that's what we'll preach to is take the overhead to the biggest part of the court, and that would be through the middle of the court. Questions you have?
On your dynamic warm-up, I just had it. So you set up stations, and you do how soon do you have them rotate through the stations?
Good question. So what we'll typically do, let's say if we've got 16 guys, there'll be 6 to 8 on this half, 6 to 8 on that half, and they'll do all together their net. And then once they get through the different movements, forward, back pedal, side to side, karaoke, little lunge, twist, this one where you touch, you're working on the hamstring and you're working on your balance. That takes 3 to 4 minutes, and then breaking your groups. Then you have a couple kids with the little weights, a couple kids here at the net with the bands, a couple kids with the ankle stuff, a couple kids, and then even here, if you guys want to demonstrate stuff on, again, activating the core. So we'll do side planks. That's another station. If you get we have mats, and then I was at one of the clubs because we're all over the place. Someday we'll do this presentation at our indoor tennis facility at WashU, but in the meantime, we're at several different clubs, and I saw these little mats. Like, well, I can use, again, being resourceful. That's just a seat cover, right? And he's activating the core, stabilizing. It's important to those muscles. It's not just the shoulder. When the shoulder issues, it's likely tied to the scapula, to wrists aren't strong enough. This can be a station too, where they're, right? This is good for the forearms. I used to do this in ice hockey. To have a good wrist shot, you better have strong forearms, right? Well, to have a good volley, you better be able to. So again, just different. It could be little squeezers. What's that? They'll rotate through, and then they'll do one on their own, or they can start. I'll have some of the guys.
So it's not like 30 seconds change.
No, I let them. I give discretion to that, but at total to do the whole thing, I'd say 8 to 10 minutes. The pros are 20 to 30 minutes, But I just think having that time where they know they're getting ready to be active, and then giving them ideas to do. And then again, if you don't have a quick ladder, which we have here, Alex DeMinor is probably one of the fastest guys in the world. I saw him. He just uses a line. So Pato, why don't you show as if it's a quick ladder. So again, if you don't have a quick ladder, just the line of the court, and you'll see he'll have 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Quick stuff. You'll see him. He's doing that. The shuffle, and then be one where he'll one on each foot. You're in and out. And then I saw when Dave Lipe with his Futures, the pro, doing alley jumps, because those pros are going from tournament to tournament. They don't have access to gyms and facilities, and they were doing alley lunges. So I'll show them that right quick too. Again, you don't want to do this one all the time. This is going to be maybe once a week where they're doing, So again, that's that push-off step. If you incorporate that once a week, doing that. Whereas the jump rope and or the quick stuff, that could be a daily part of your routine. Any other questions right here?
Do you guys throw footballs?
We do. At Stanford does that as well. Throwing the football, almost thought about bringing that, but again, because it's the same motion, the throwing motion, football, and even more so that the fact, hey, where's the football? Is it out here? No, it's in, like you're hello, answering the phone, goodbye, right? The pronation. So yeah, I think the football will do that sometimes as well. Any other questions? And my email's on there. I'm always getting ideas, like when he's got some live ball drills. Done that with the team as well. I think it's great. Coach Life will watch the Futures that he helps run and get drill ideas, right? Where's Dave? Right? You're always getting ideas from these touring pros and or... Yeah. but anyway, just be resourceful with some of these things that you can, like I said, PVC pipe and bands, jump ropes. Utilize them with your teams, and they can help. So thank you, everybody. I'd have a match tonight. I'd stay the whole time. It was good seeing a lot of you as well.